Woo! Woo! What's going on, y'alls? It's the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. We are in a cave, y'alls. Let's get out of this cave. Should be a short one, this video. I wanna bring up something that the professor has brought up on many occasions. This guy's a tremendous fool, and I'm gonna explain why. This truck driver in the Prime truck, he did something. I hope you guys don't ever make this mistake ever. Hope you guys don't ever make this mistake ever. Look how tight this place is, right? We're in a cave. Now, when you're in a tight spot, the last thing you want to do is to slide your rear tandems all the way to the back of the trailer. That's the last thing you want to do. Why? Because you have less of a turning radius, so it makes it harder for you to get in and out of tight spots. So there's a Prime truck driver. I don't know, you can't see it from there, but there's a Prime truck driver backing up into a spot. He might have a hard time because he did exactly what I said you should not do. First thing he did was slide his rear tandems, the tandems of his trailer. I don't know if you can see it right now. He's trying to set up to back up. He slid his tandems all the way to the back, and now his turning radius is much bigger in this here tight spot. So he might have a hard time getting into a spot. Might. That's the last thing you should work on. Once you get in alignment with the door that you're backing into, and you're 3/4 of the way back, that's when you should slide your tandems all the way to the back. Well, the shipper is requesting that the drivers do that. And the reason why they want you to do that when you back into the door is so that when the forklift goes on or goes in and out of your trailer, there ain't this huge dip. And if there's a huge dip, he'll be bouncing all over the place, potentially bouncing all the product off the pallet if it ain't wrapped right. If it ain't wrapped tight, yeah, see, he's having a hard time. He's having a hard time. So sliding the tandem should have been the last thing he did. So let's hit some odium, shall we? Yeah, let's hit a little odium. I had some earlier today, but let's amplify the mood. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, odium. Going back to what the professor has said on many occasions on a variety of videos that she's made. With the shooting of the CEO of United Healthcare, apparently there were some pictures of a person that the authorities suspect was the shooter. I really don't know what to tell you guys, because it's a high-profile case. And because it's a high-profile case, there's an extreme amount of pressure being put on the police department to solve that crime. What does that mean? That means that there could be some funny business. yes, there could be some funny business. I don't know if you know anything about interrogations. I know plenty about interrogations because of a previous job that I had. And I can tell you right now, you can get an innocent person to confess to something that they didn't do. Yes, and that has happened often, in case you didn't know. It's all in the interrogation. How a person is interrogated and the person's life experience can mean the difference between getting out of here, getting out of a situation where you're being accused of a crime that you didn't commit, whether you get out free or whether you get jammed up. This guy's trying to figure it out still. Maybe he's a new driver. But yeah, there have been many interrogations that have led to convictions of someone that was absolutely innocent of what they were accused of. Look into that. Look into that so that you know, so that you understand. A lot of people that are under the impression that the authorities are on their side, that they're good folks, that they wouldn't resort to dirty tricks, and they're pro law enforcement, they usually get wrapped up in something that they don't need to be wrapped up in. To avoid that, you have to remember and you have to stand firm to this reality. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. Anything you say. And they're serious about that. They're not playing. They're not kidding about that. They really mean it. Anything you say can and will be held against you. There are too many prosecutors that want that W. Too many. Way too many. Now here's the deal. Going back to this footage that the authorities have, that they've been posting all over the news, of the suspected gunman. Folks, we're in a new era now. We're in a new age. We are in a... I'm gonna have to go by this guy before he tries to attempt to go back again, because we might be stuck here for a hot minute if I let him go. So yeah, let's get out first. I would love to stop and tell him to slide his tandems, but this is part one of a two-part pickup, and I have to get to the other pickup, and I can't be hanging out in the tunnel with the refrigerator on, because the fumes that it releases get stuck down here and it's not safe. So let's bounce up out of here. coming in, you have to make a pretty somewhat of a tight turn. It's not really that tight, but if you consider, take a good look at where we're exiting, right? You see how it's arched? See how the top is arched? So if you're coming in at a bad angle, you could scrape the corner of your trailer coming in. I didn't come in through here. I came in on the far right side of this cave. But it's a fairly sharp turn, and you got to be very careful going in. Anyway, this is a new era, folks. There are cameras everywhere. Cameras in places you least suspected. So all these people who think that they're gonna get away with anything because they got it all figured out, I would think about that. I would think about that carefully before they even consider committing crimes out here in the streets now. If you didn't know, if you commit a crime out in the street and there's a Tesla close by, the authorities can go ahead and confiscate that Tesla. They can order to have that Tesla picked up by a tow truck and taken to the police station to conduct their investigation, because these Teslas have cameras in the front. So they could, whatever those cameras record, it can be used for evidence. I wonder how many other vehicles have cameras in the front. Some of them have cameras in the rear, right? For backing up. In the rear! Yes. So you really have to be careful out here. It ain't sweet. It ain't as sweet as it used to be out here. Now, whether or not if it were a regular person that got shot. What the heck is that? Spikes? They got spikes on the ground. Lord have mercy. I can't back up then. I gotta go forward. If I back up onto those spikes, they'll blow my tires out. That's cray-cray. Different places have different procedures. They have different security measures, all kinds of stuff. The professor's been warning people on her channel big time about that. You go to a store, you think you're sticking somebody up. You think you're getting away. Pull up to a gas station to get gas so you can put gas in the getaway car. There have been cameras that the authorities have been using at the store. They saw you getting into the vehicle. They saw what kind of vehicle it is. They're getting footage from ATMs that are along the way that you're driving in. They're getting images of your car at the fuel station. You're taking your mask off because you think you got away with it. And maybe they don't allow masks at the gas station, so once you take your mask off, it's easy math. Very easy. And it's a wrap. Now they got your picture. Now they know who to look for. So they have an image of a suspect. Whether it's him or not, and like I said, people talk more than they should be talking, and they get themselves in trouble. Even outside of this homicide that was committed, outside of that, don't try to talk your way out of something with the cops. Don't get friendly with them if they get friendly with you. Remember, anything you say can and will be held against you. The cop is going to provide the prosecutor with everything you said. And then the prosecutor is going to dissect everything you said. And they're going to use whatever you said. They're going to reframe it, charge you, put the pressure on. And if they think they're gonna get a W by putting you in the bullpen, woo, you're going in, baby. Bullpen therapy. You're going in. You're gonna be in that stinking, because it stinks in there. It stinks. So you're gonna go in there stinking, and you got straight up thug. If you're not a thug, if you ain't from the hood, or you don't have to be a thug, but if you ain't from the hood and been around thugs, know the language, know the body language, know what's required to defend yourself, man, listen, you're gonna become an instantaneous target. When people go into the bullpen, they don't want to spend 1 minute in there. But the prosecutor knows this. So they'll pull you out of the bullpen and offer you a deal. They'll offer you a deal. Listen, just take this L, okay? Just plead guilty to these lesser charges, and we'll let you go. You don't have to go back in there. Take these lesser charges. Lesser charges that can still mess up your future. Again, that's the game. That might not be the dude, but they're definitely going to apply bullpen therapy, especially now that it's a high-profile case and politicians are getting involved. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Again, if it was a regular person, those pictures probably wouldn't have been put up by the press. They may not have cared. If that occurred in the hood, cops probably wouldn't have cared. We'll collect whatever evidence, whatever, bag it, tag it, throw it in the locker. Maybe in the future somebody will be stupid enough to do something all out in the open or say something stupid. But because it ain't high profile, whatever. we don't particularly care about these kinds of people anyway, so it don't matter. All right, folks, you stay fresh and keep it profitable, okay? We're down in Missouri all the way. We're near Joplin, so I'm just gonna leave you with Kitty. Peace out.
Arabam Dacia, seviyorum çift kalem aça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler